Hello and welcome that brings to you spotlights topical issues that concern citizens, governments, policies, and national progress. Please do subscribe and click on the like buttons to notify you of future episodes. Here with me is my colleague, Mr. Mohammed Janel, that show emotion and stare before we go into today's discourse.
None was implemented. We came here, invited several times the service chiefs and whoever matters in this issue of insecurity. And nothing was done. Instead, the situation is getting worse. Mr. President, at this time now, I think most of us, when such thing happens, we begin to wonder whether to say something or just to keep quiet. But as you said, we can't keep quiet. But then, we can't continue talking without result. And I appreciate the fact that you now say we should think outside the box. That may be the solution. And let me remind everyone here, whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, we are leaders in this country. We have a responsibility. God will ask us, one after the other, what did you do as a senator? What did you do as a senator? I'm not a pastor or a malam, but I'm just reminding us what we know. And maybe that will touch our conscience. You can't start hiding under party or anything. We are leaders that are entrusted by our people to come and speak on their behalf. Not only speaking on their behalf, to do anything constitutional. And we know that why government is there is security and welfare of its citizens. I said last time, Mr. President, and we closely took the resolutions, and it's another week now. We cannot continue like this. We have to tell ourselves the truth. We have to stop talking to cameras and then, like more or less, people will start thinking that we are just grandstanding. We should sit down within ourselves and say it as it is and take appropriate actions. Mr. President, if you have any problem with that, allow the Senate to do it. We understand your position. You're in a difficult position. But let me tell you, Mr. President, God will ask you. Wallahi. So, Mr. President, God will ask all of us, but you will be in the front. I will say, I've told the Senate President. Maybe that will help me. But that's not a joke. Wallahi, we need to. Enough is enough of this. Enough is enough of us coming here to stand and talk. Even the one I'm saying now, when it will not matter, but it can. This is not the end. The Constitution is clear. It did not limit what we can do. The limit, we have not reached the limit. Let us consider it and see if we have to go further. And you must lead. Because that is what you swore to do, to protect the life of Nigerians is number one. In fact, is why we are here. The government basic responsibility is security and welfare of its citizens. So, Mr. President, I want to conclude that yes, these motions are there. I did not speak on Katsina, not because I don't hear about it, but everybody must have a chance to say something. And I believe that if you allow us, everybody has something to say, a little bit different from what we are talking about. Mr. President, you said we should think outside the box. We should not stop talking. We should not stop doing what we need to do. Mr. President, I'm waiting for you, and we are waiting for you to lead. And we need to close ourselves and talk to ourselves and see what we can do. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I finally want to add to the prayers that this Senate should also, as you went to Borno, send a delegation to Tumbur to see the conditions of our people. And let me say here, when we come to
now, with what Senator Ndume is saying, they have invited security heads. Severally, they've made recommendations, and none has been implemented. Yet the National Assembly has never for once showed displeasure by not allocating taxpayers' money to inefficient security institutions without progressive explanation. Mr. Mohammed, what do you have to say about this?
Basically, I think I will say I'm beginning to love this week. For the first time in the life of our National Assembly in a very long time, we are seeing them speak for fear of how the people will react. I must say to the people, we must say thank you for this period, because now they are scared. None of them want to lose their seat. But please, why would you tell me you've invited security and you made recommendations, allocated taxpayers' money, and you're not getting progressive explanations? What then are they doing? Why can't you stop yourself from allocating until you get results of what you allocated the year before? Now, I think we must say that they are culpable in this whole insecurity that we have right now, because if you really know somebody is not doing the job you actually paid them to do, you must ask them questions.
Ask them questions.
Yes.
That's right. Thank you very much. Before we watch the second clip of having a national and its own committee,
I think, like I said in the first response, it's a shared blame. National Assembly too has shown their inefficiency, because all this while you can't be crying now to us, because when you were allocating these monies, you didn't ask us. Now, if really what you are allocating these monies for, we would have asked question, because look, to whom much given, much is, you understand, expected
yes,
from them. Now, here it is. You are crying to us now when actually you represent us. Because if you allow Nigerians ask these heads of securities, probably none of them will still be where they are now. We would have probably had some changes, probably would have asked some questions. Maybe we would have found out where our monies had been expended. Because you can't tell me you're allocating billions, millions to these people, and nothing is happening. And it's something that we must really point our fingers to. And it's a shame that, look, right now they are saying we have allocated, we've called them, nothing is happening. Who will now speak? Is it the man on the street?
No.
Look, it's high time. But as I must say, Nigerians should be joyful that they are afraid of the people. The power now is shifting. It's no longer in their hands. If we give you a job to do, Senator, what will happen to them? I don't know. They must sit up. It's just high time they must sit up.
Okay. Your mission of the saying that when you're being allocated certain amount of money from the house, you are expected competent enough to carry out what they are asked to do, because they check so many things or step up their game. What do you think?
Like you rightly said, you said competence. It simply explains something. Yes, from some quarters you've been hearing incompetence, and the thing is this: why? It's just like a student in a school. You are taught lessons. You are given quiz, test come to show if you really understood what was taught to you, and you write exams based on these courses given, and lessons given. So the thing is, are they now telling us they don't know how to? What's your question? Who are the people that speak? Does he not have an overview of what's happening? Does he not have an overview of what's happening? Look, the thing is this: it is not our job as the people. We are crying now, because if they make us ask questions, look, the answers should be to how Nigerians ask questions. Yes. When you allow Nigerians ask questions, rather than you do it rightly for us now, probably they will be part of the collateral damage. Because look, you can't be getting millions of naira as National Assembly member or the Senate and not do the job while you're there. Yeah. because you're representing people. If you allow us ask questions, it will not be nice. We are yet to recover from NSAS. This insecurity is a gap between the elites and the. If you allow Nigerians get close to you, and God help, they are not angry. If they get their hands on these people, you don't know what anger somebody else has been harboring for, you know. So it's at
we have for you today.
Making it as if the president is the sole administrator of Nigeria. He is not. We are operating in a democratic setup. And for me personally, I believe and I still believe that this president have good intention for this country. Well, but then we don't see it on in Hausa. They say Muganshi Akasa. You know, the problem now is whether you look at it, whether the president is a nice person or whether his integrity is intact, or whether you know the problem is the truth of the matter is that we have problem on ground. And it is not the matter of saying this Nigeria belongs to all of us with the president at the top. So what are we doing? All of us collectively. Of course, there are problems there, but it's not the president alone. That's why I don't talk about persons. I talk about ideas and issues. It's not good to be concentrating on person. You talk about ideas, you talk about issues on ground, and the way forward to get these solutions to this problem. I have said it several times. The insecurity in this country got to this bad level because our attention have shifted from getting the required number, getting them equipped very well, getting them well trained. If you bring another new president with this position of our security agencies or armed forces, whatever you call it, it will not change the situation overnight. So let us address the problem as to what are they lacking, what should they have, what do they need, and then we can create timeline. I have said this several times. In a country of over 200 million, you have police that is less than 400,000. You have Nigerian army or armed forces that is less than 150,000. You have no aircraft. You don't have surveillance. You don't have equipment. So there's no magic to it. In other developed countries, the little number that you have, if you have sophistication as it is today with the days of sophistication in ICT and all that, you can sit down in your comfort of your house here in Abuja and see everywhere and monitor everywhere. You can anybody that makes a call, you have the devices now that you can see the person picking the phone and making the call. But today, you see where we find ourselves. So let us address the issues. Let us be addressing the issues. Let us be addressing the ideas that will move this country forward. Instead of us concentrating on Buhari, and all this. This is.
Now, Madam Mohammed, with the previous video we watched regarding Senator Ndume speaking out, you could notice some of the members were laughing. Is it right for me to say that as a people, we are left with only ideas and issues to attacking persons based on love and hate?
I think it's a shame that we have assembly members who are representing us laugh when serious issues are discussed. Maybe they think that plays a beer parlor spot. It isn't. People are losing kids. People are losing families. Some are being kidnapped and asked to pay ransom they don't have. Now, I think it just simply explains to you the people we have representing us, because it's a shame. I don't think any of them should be sleeping well. We've said this before, and I don't think they are really listening, because if really they are listening, they should be upright and thinking of a way for the first time to at least pay Nigerians back for all the chances they've been given, because they've not served us enough. They've not served us well all this while. And it will be nice at this critical period in our country's life, they are able to show us that, look, they feel the same things we feel. Like you rightly said, now here it is. Yes, Nigerians have been allowed to move from ideas and issues to funny politicking strategy. created by them, the politicians. Because if you don't hear Jonathan today, you hear Buhari tomorrow. It's the problem of Nigerian politics, which is always taking our eyes off the ball. We have children being kidnapped. We have farmers not being able to go to farm. We have people, arms filling Nigerian states as if we're buying pure water, and nobody is doing anything about it. If you ask the police, they are helpless. The soldiers, the morale is down. If you ask the DSS, it's as if they are in existence, except when they want to probably they are hunting somebody for one political reason. They are no longer doing the intelligent job that they should do. They are now stooges to politicians. Now, who are the ones using the same few policemen that we have? And it's the same politicians. The same politicians. So the question is, don't tell us what we already know. If you know you want to prove to us you're really for us, stop using the machineries that should cater to all of us. Stop holding them
to themselves.
To themselves.
Yes.
That's just what it is.
Okay, thank you. Can we find a way to sheath our hateful sword and collectively
from the yes, you look at these solutions and look at the one that really works? Because look, there's no sometimes when people make commentaries, yes, there are biases. So, but what do? You pick the ones that will bring unity, that will help us save the day. We have a cancer that is killing us. We have insecurity. Look, no country will develop without security. Yeah. You cannot put billions of naira on ground if there's no security. Look, there are people making money from this chaos. Is the honest truth. There are people making money from this chaos. We must we must move away from he's my religious brother, he's my tribal brother. We must move away. Political brother. No. We must save the country first. Yeah. For ourselves, our children, children.
Thank you very much, Malam Mohammed. So he mentioned something about thinking out of the box. So clearly it shows the House are not happy, but you could still hear that laughter. Some of the members are laughing over issues that has to do with killings. The nation is not at peace, yet people are there in the House, they are sitting and they are laughing over severe issues that are killing. So what do you think, is there any strategic method you could give us that will help?
What comes to mind really is, first, these people represent us. I must tell you the truth now. Why you always find good bills, good laws that should help progress the nation, the people, grow the people, imagine from the poverty, let's say from the poverty angle to education. Why we don't is inside the House, they still play politics rather than concentrate on nation building. Yeah. You find out when a case is on maybe there's a motion on the floor, people still play this party politics rather than removing those kind of sentiments, because it's from them that you see the society react or respond progressively. Imagine the NSAS thing. It became at a point political. You read some papers, you see PDP say this, APC say that. Look, we are in a mess. We must all hold hands. Okay. We must all agree that we are in a mess. We must all come together and solve this problem. Look, there are people that really mean well in that same House. Let them speak. Pick from whatever it is they are talking about. It could be an Igbo man, a Fulani man, Yoruba man. I don't care. We just want this thing to stop. Yeah. Because if it stops, they will earn the money they are earning. We're not going to stop them. But because we're having issues, nobody can move out freely. Nobody can make money as they should because of the spate of insecurity. People are beginning to look their way. Sooner or later, we start telling them, you can't get these millions anymore. We start paying them 30 naira and they'll be shocked. Yeah. The day will come if this insecurity don't stop.
Hopefully. Thank you. We still have one more video to analyze. So from the video we've all watched now, it all shows that clearly or sooner or later there will be a solution, a lasting solution to this problem, because it's getting out of hand, especially in most states like Kasena states and so many other states have experienced so many insecurity and insurgency recently. So hopefully, we pray the government will move with it.
I think it's something that is long overdue. Really, like you rightly said, we hope it. If this thing they want it to stop, they know what to do. They know what to do.
Okay,
if they want it to stop.
We have one more video, so let's go into it now. Thank you.
Had previous experiences like that. It's not new because there are some underlying forces and or influences, which is normal in every bill, in every country, whether developed or developing. Remember, it was if you are, maybe, but you look, maybe you are younger then, maybe you are not aware of what the Federal Road Safety went through. Mine when civil defense bill, what they went through. So and even the Nigerian traffic, this they are going through it. So it's not new. There is this interagency rivalry and all that makes people to think, okay. Like the president, I think what happened has happened. If had it been the president sought as a sponsor, and based on our understanding and relationship, it would have been a different thing altogether.
Okay, from the video, we can agree that sentiment bordered on religion, ethnic, and political lines are major contributors to the lack of interagency cooperation in the security. What's your take on that, Malam Mohammed?
I think basically it's okay. Imagine, like I mentioned the DSS, the NIA. How much of intelligence have they helped these military brothers with? How much has the police done to even quell the community, the state security problems? It's always, if you ask the civil defense, he's angry with the policeman. Yeah. If you ask the policeman, he's angry with the DSS man. So the thing is really, really making these bad people have a field day. How come a bandit? Okay, the other day they said the bandits were strolling in Mina, the road to Mina. For hours, they went to pick over 300 children for not 2 minutes. And you tell me we don't have civil defense in that state, we don't have the army in that state, we don't have DSS in that state. We have all these people present in all states, and they could not come together. Why are we having a DSS? Really? Is it to just hound innocent Nigerians? Yeah. Use the office because of the position of the office you're part of to intimidate Nigerians? We are not saying intimidate us. We're saying help us to do the job you're paid to do. Basically, they are not cooperating, because if United States could come in for one man,
yeah,
since Thursday or Friday,
those kids were missing.
I don't understand. Why would those kids even be there for 3 hours inside the Nigerian state? Not that they are outside Nigerian state. So it's a shame. They are not really cooperating. And I think their heads should roll. Because look, if you're a DG of DSS, I asked once, as a father, how do you go to sleep at night knowing
your child is missing?
I don't understand. Your own child is safe in your house because you have the perk of the office. Are you saying the man probably in Papi, in Suleja, in Majebule somewhere, or in Ungru somewhere that does not have the same perk should not have their children safe?
No.
Then why are you there? If you know you can do the job, leave the job for somebody else to do. We are not saying, look, yes, probably one person is doing the best they can, but they need this intelligence and cooperation. One man can do the job. Same thing with all the tiers. Judiciary should assist the executive, the legislature should assist. So they must all come together, because, like I mentioned before, the moment they allow the people to start asking questions directly, the outcome may not be good for all of us. We saw what NSAS did. It taught us a bitter lesson we are yet to recover from. Yeah. People are angry. You must sit up if you're in the corridor of power. If you know you can't do the job, it's best you live honorably now. Because if you allow the people ask you questions directly, you will not find it funny.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed. So with all being said and done, we can come to conclusion that we all need cooperation
Yes,
as
ma'am.
one Nigerian to make things better again.
Yes, ma'am.
So we don't have to keep talking. We have to do something. Something needs to be done.
Yes, ma'am.
So we hope we could make Nigeria a better place someday. So this brings us to the end of today's topic. And don't forget to subscribe and click on the like buttons to notify you of future episodes. Thank you for watching Voicetv Nigeria.
Thank you.